billion Muslims. Shaitan is good, but he's not that good to deceive 1.2 billion people. About 5 years ago, I had the privilege and the honor of meeting a Muslim person. And I noticed that person because of the personality, always happy, always bubbly, always friendly. This attracted me to that person. So we started talking. The person told me that it was Muslim, she was Muslim, it was a lady, she was Muslim and everything and all of that. Really? I've heard of Muslim. I've heard of them. You have a religion, Islam, no? Yeah? Yeah, I've heard of it. I have no intentions of becoming Muslim. By the time I was 20 years of age, I had my own congregation that I had to pastor or take care of. So as you can see, I was very much entrenched into the teachings of Jehovah's Witnesses, especially knowing that they were different from the world. But see, the world looked at them, anytime, especially Western society, anytime you're different, they look at them as extremists, fanatics, fundamentalists. Sounds familiar, huh? I started gaining a very accurate knowledge of the Bible, which is kind of an irony because anyone that's familiar with the scriptures knows of the book of the people knows that that in reality has been polluted so much throughout history. It has been contaminated and polluted so much. But you know, I've always been of the kind that have felt that in its pure form, even with the Jews, the Torah was given to them in its pure form until it was moved around and polluted. It was from God. The Injil, the same thing. The gospel, when it was given to Jesus at the beginning, before the pollution, before the contamination, was good and sound. So after a lot of consideration and prayer and a lot of heartache, I left. 1979, I left the religion and I didn't go back. Well, then what happened is I could no longer go to any other religion. Because as a Jehovah's Witness, I was taught that all religions were bad, except Jehovah's Witness. Only Jehovah's Witness gained the approval of God. Everybody else is wrong. So you see, with a clear conscience, I could not go to other religions. And then as a Jehovah's Witness, I no longer believed in their teachings. So I was like a man without a religion. Fortunately, I was not a man without a God. I even went back to the Catholic Church. I said I was born a Catholic and I've been a Jehovah's Witness all my life, so I'm going to go back to the Catholic Church. Maybe I missed something. Okay? So I went back to the Catholic Church for about 3 months. Every day, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. You know, I go to all of their masses. It wasn't working. It wasn't working because it didn't appeal here and it didn't appeal here. And I said, I'm going to learn how to be a Christian, a good Christian, not Jehovah's Witness way, but how God wants me to be a Christian. So I began to study the Bible very, very closely at night and many hours and in prayer. I read all of the New Testament. I thought I had it all lined up. Then I started on the Old Testament, Genesis, Deuteronomy, Exodus. When I got to the prophets, something happened. When I got to reading in the Bible about the prophets, all of a sudden, I wanted to rest my eyes and I started thinking about that person that told me about Islam, about being a Muslim, about a Quran, about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.